My name is Meghan Cleary, and this is my presentation on unethical business practices, a crucial examination. Unethical business practices happen more often than we may assume. Today, we dive into the crucial topic to shed light on its various facets. Understanding unethical practices is vital as it helps us recognize, prevent, and rectify these issues. It keeps businesses safe while also protecting employees, consumers, and society at large. In this presentation, we will address the many unethical practices of businesses today. What are unethical business practices? Unethical business practices involve actions, behaviors, or decisions that are made by a business that deviate from accepted moral and ethical standards. They often prioritize short-term benefits at the expense of long-term well-being. An example of this would be a company that manipulates their financial statements to show higher profits in order to impress investors and stockholders. The consequences of unethical practices, they erode trust, damage reputation, and lead to legal consequences. On averages, businesses engaging in unethical behavior experience receive a 20% drop in stock prices after their actions are exposed, according to Reputation Institute. Unethical practices can lead to employees being more stressed, less motivated, and can cause a decline in job satisfaction. According to Ethics and Compliance Initiative, a staggering 69% of employees in companies and with unethical practices consider leaving their jobs. Unethical practices can have wide-reaching societal effects as well. For example, in 2008, financial crisis triggered by unethical practices in the banking industry resulted in millions losing their homes and jobs. This is a graph that I had found about the misconduct in businesses widespread in the European companies. So it's basically showing the affected by misconduct and the financial loss due to that. Ethical versus unethical business practices. I have two company examples in this where an ethical business practices prioritize honesty, integrity, and fairness. An example of that would be practicing a company committed to using sustainable materials in its products to reduce environmental impact, whereas unethical practices involve deceit, dishonesty, and lack of transparency. An example of this would be a car manufacturer manipulating emissions data to meet regulatory standards. I did find an article regarding a company named Enron, the real life case study of a company who was highly regarded energy engaging in unethical accounting practices, inflating their profits and hiding their debts. They used special purpose entities to keep debts off their balance sheets, which ultimately resulted in bankruptcy in 2001, causing stockholders and employees to lose their savings and pensions. Their bankruptcy was one of the largest and most significant in US history. The top executives were convicted of fraud because of this and other charges, while the scandal led to the dissolutions of Arthur Andersen and one of the five largest audit and accountancy partnerships. In order to prevent unethical practices, you must establish a strong code of ethics, clearly defining accepting and unaccepting behavior within the organization, promoting a speak up culture, which encourages employees to report unethical behavior without a fear of retaliation, robust compliance programs that implement compliance measures to ensure adherence to legal and ethical standards, transparent reporting, being honest on your financial and non financial reporting. Ethical leadership is setting an example from the top. Leaders should demonstrate ethical behavior. My conclusion is, in conclusion, unethical business practices pose great threat to both businesses and society. They erode trust, damage reputation, and can have devastating consequences. It is imperative for businesses to adopt and uphold ethical standards, fostering a culture of integrity, transparency, and responsibility.